Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a new car in, 66 Mustang Convertible, obviously. This car's in for chassis detailing, just good cleaning up underneath the car, proper painting and detailing of the suspension, and just getting it ready to look its best. Along with this car, we're going to be back on the 67 Galaxie XL 500 R code 427 4-speed car. We're going to be working back on the brakes of that car. Still waiting for more parts. They're coming in, but I do have work to do on that car. So lots to do today. So let's get started. As you can see, I've taken all the wiring off of the car and the hoses and preparing to clean the engine compartment down and get all the grease out. So yesterday I hit it with a quick pressure wash just to knock the rough, loose stuff off. Now I want to hit it with some 409. I usually use a product called Spray 9. Store didn't have it this morning, so we're going 409. It's the next best thing. I like the Spray 9 because, as you can see, there's some rust bleeding through onto the paint around the fender bolts. The Spray 9 is excellent at cleaning away rust and deposits, but I don't have that, so I'm going to have to make do with what I have. I do have some CLR, which I may try to apply later to clean up those rusty areas. Looks like we're pretty good. All the grease and grime gone. Now, ready to sand it and then get ready to paint. But first, the car has to get sandblasted on the underneath. That'll be happening next week. I think Wednesday is the day. And then that point on, we'll start cleaning and painting. You can see the rust that's developed underneath this old bolt head. I'm going to see what I can do with a CLR. I'm going to remove the bolt and see if that does anything to clean up that area. Pour a little more CLR on the brush. I'll let it sit for a few minutes. See, it's much better. But to give it the test, I'm going to install some bolts, new ones, to see how everything looks. You can see it made a big difference. Full disclosure, these are not the bolts that will be in there when the job's completed. These are just new ones I'm using to hold it in position. And to kind of show you the difference between what it looked like to what it can look like after you take a little time to clean things. All the little details make all the difference. Definitely much better. Spend a little more time. I'll clean the hinges some more. And I think they'll be good as they are. No need to pull those off and repaint them. I hate pulling hinges off of cars where the hood fit well, if I don't have to. Sometimes you do, but I'm going to try not to with this car. Well, I'm back inside where it's a little cooler, working on the 67 Galaxie. Got the rotors here. They just got back from the machine shop where they surfaced them down and got them nice and flat and straight. And then they put some kind of weird coating on them. Not exactly sure what it is. They said it's part of what they do now. They spray this black stuff on them. I don't know. Never seen it before in my life. I don't like it, so I'm going to get rid of it. But first, I got studs to put back in. One was broken, and this is a replacement for that. This is the one I took to the parts store to make sure they gave me the right replacement. And inside this bucket of smelliness are all the bearings. So we're going to work on cleaning them up, get them ready for the rotors. Clean the inside of the rotors up as well, because you don't want clean bearings put in dirty rotors and races. To clean bearings, I use nothing but the best of corrosive and explosive chemicals. Gasoline. You may be looking at this and wondering what that exactly is. Since this is a real low mileage original car, it's still there. And it is called an anti-static something or other. Anyway, it's designed to keep static out of whatever, like the radio or something like that. I don't even know how they work, if they worked. This is supposed to touch the hub, and as this rotates, it's supposed to kind of act like a ground to the hub. I don't know. It's a witchcraft, if you ask me. Black magic stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's still there. Not sure how effective it is, but pretty neat. After soaking in the gasoline, I like to wash this stuff all out with a good solvent-based brake clean. And make sure it's solvent-based. A lot of the garbage out there now from companies like Gum Out is not solvent-based, it's more of a water-based. Water and oil don't mix, and water does not cut oil to remove it, or grease, so it doesn't work very well. Needless to say, these gloves aren't working too well. I think we're done here. Now you might have noticed there was only one grease cap that was in the gasoline cleaning up and degreasing. It's because the car didn't come with the other one. Now, being the old Pennsylvania Dutchman that I am, I think I may have one. Saved with all my other garbage. There it is, I think. And there's one of those doohickeys. You know, I was saving it for the right car. This one's definitely it. I want to put the right parts back in this old girl, since she is so rare. Now let's take a look, see if it actually is the correct one. Yep, sure looks like it. It's a little shaped a little differently, but it's essentially the same cap. I might have to fix this a little bit. This cap and this spring that goes in there like that came from a 69 Boss 429 I worked on several years ago. We put all new caps and everything, the NOS stuff, back on the car, but I kept this thinking, well, maybe I'll use it someday. And today's the day. Now you may be wondering what I did with that leftover nasty, greasy gasoline that was in that little white bucket. Don't worry, I always dispose of everything in a safe and sound, environmentally friendly manner.
How dare you?
Yeah, what we're going to do is bang in these studs. One there, one there. And no, I don't have a press to do this with, so I'm going to do it caveman style.
And it's so easy, a caveman could do it. Oh, no,
Not cool.
I did not know you were there. I could.
Perfect. Now let's see about that coating they put on here. Again, ladies and gentlemen, always use a solvent-based carburetor, choke, and butterfly cleaner. So let that soak for a minute or two. That's long enough. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want that stuff getting into my brake pads, and I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me to put a spray paint coating, whatever the heck it is, on these rotors. Maybe if you're going to let them set for a while, okay, yeah, keep them from rusting, but I don't know. This doesn't sit well with me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, son of a... Dummy. All right, that's good enough for now. All right, now it's off to the auto parts store for new ones of these. Back with the seals, and we're good to go. And no, I don't have a bearing packer. Do it the old school way. Now I'm running up against the point of trying to find some new brake hoses for this thing. Definitely very unique brake hoses. They bolt to the caliper, bolt that attaches to the spindle. Bolt goes through here and through there. Or actually through here, through the spindle, then through here. And this steel hose or steel line that comes through there. I may have to make one of those because that one, I don't know if they even sell anything like that at all. But at any rate, I do have new calipers for it, so that's a bonus. Just going to leave those on there snug until I get the brake hoses. Now, some of the stuff I'm waiting for are obviously the brake pads and the retaining clips for the brake pads. One of the things I have not found yet, there's a crossover line that goes from right here all the way down to underneath right there. Not sure what I'm going to do there yet. I don't know if it's some kind of special fitting in there or not. Hard to say. One thing is for sure, there's not a lot of stuff out there for them, and to find it, you really need to scour the internet for anything on these cars, unless it's something that's shared between car lines, which some of this stuff may be. You know, the calipers, I think, are the same as Thunderbird, so I would think that crossover line would be available, but why didn't it come with the caliper? I don't know. And there we have the rear brake hose, which again is another unique deal. I have not had any luck trying to find that one yet, but I will continue to look. I think maybe I'll try Thunderbird sites and see if they have anything. You may notice I'm going to take this nut off as well. Yeah, right there is the rear identification tag. It was painted. I want to get the paint off of it and then clear coat it so you can see what it says when it's installed in the car. What is very interesting about this tag is that it was bolted to the rear like this. It was actually put on backwards or upside down, whatever you want to call it, because that's the side you need to read. But luckily, you can see this is really rusted and pretty heavily pitted. This is a side that should have been facing up, and it was pretty much preserved by being upside down. A lot of guys get confused when they read these. Right here is the basic part number. This would be something you'd find in the Ford Master Parts catalog. It's WDT-S1. Now I'd have to look that up, see exactly what that means. Probably big pinion bearing, 9 3/8 rear, because that's what they put in these things. These weren't 9-inch rears. Kind of unique. You go down to the next row. You have 3.50, that's gear ratio. Pretty simple there. Now this next one is 6MB, I think. Is that an M or an H? Nope, that's an M. 6 stands for 1966, M is December, and B is the shift that the rear was assembled and put in all together. And this number 211, that should, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure with these Galaxies, but I know in the Mustangs, this number would be the same as what you would see on the build sheet. Or right in this location, there would be what's called an axle tag. It would be a paper tag. They lasted about 5 minutes after driving it off the car dealership's lot and fell off in the neighbor's front yard. So you really only have this tag to go by. Pretty neat that it was put on upside down and it preserved it. And I gotta put it back. Well, first of all, shoot it with some clear, then I'll put it back on. At this point, this is about as far as we can go today until more parts start arriving. Once again, I'd like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel.